Hello, rock stars. It's Rick with Concert Connection. Welcome to the show. This week, our guest is none other than Bruce the Moose. How are you, Moose?
I'm doing very well, my hairy friend Rick. How are you?
I have to think about it, too. I'm like, that guy.
Yeah, which way is he? And then you got to move. It's like looking at my medium format camera. Everything's upside down in the wrong way.
It is, and it's funny because, you know, since we've been doing this, these interviews via the internet instead of in person, I'm still trying to, like, everything's backwards when I'm seeing it on camera. So, yeah, I'm a moron. So if you're over there, which I'm pointing the opposite direction, I'm like,
oh, yeah, it's like now I know how people feel like when they go to a foreign country and they have to drive on the other side.
You know what? This is, it takes you a second. The brain is intelligent. It accommodates, and you get back in the groove. So, Bruce, I've said it in the past, my friend. We were talking about it. I just, for the record, I want people to know. 2.5 years ago, actually a little over 2.5 years ago, we started Concert Connection, and you were my inspiration. Honestly, what you do for the music scene is incredible. And when I wanted to find a way to give back, I've said it many times, I want to find a way to leave the scene better than we found it. And watching you go out and film and photograph and video all the bands, I wanted to find a way that I could give back as well. And so we started announcing shows, and then it morphed into interviewing people. And I again, you are the spark that became what, you know, my show. And obviously I ran with it, but what got you into going out? I mean, tell me how you got into going out and supporting local music and doing the videos and the stuff that you do.
You know, it is really, everything, it seems like it's been a blur. You know, it's really hard for me to remember how I first started doing it. Now, what sparked me into just putting this into overdrive, I clearly remember. Now, prior to that, you know, I may have been hanging around, you know, at one of my favorite watering holes that night, because I had retired early from the government. And so at nights, I'd ride my motorcycle around from, you know, all these different bars, you know, and I made friendships with the waitresses and the managers. And there's a big churn in that industry, you know, maybe yet another watering hole that I frequent, you know, and I started talking about music with them while I'm out, you know, educating them on music, you know, taking vinyl records with me, talking about it, maybe giving a record to a waitress. You know, that waitress may go to another location and she's going to tell the people that she worked with, you know, about her experience. And, oh, this dude gave me this record. And, you know, my thoughts on that actually happened because I wanted to, this one waitress introduced me to her manager, her new place that she was at. And, hey, I just met this guy. His name is Moose. She said, yeah, I know who he is already. You know, and so a lot of the music is built up around the churn on that is because a lot of these bars host music. And so, you know, it's just kind of a full circle effect kind of thing. A little marketing strategy I kind of planned out. But no, one night I was leaving one of my favorite watering holes. I was on my motorcycle, and I was getting kind of bored, you know, and I was on Business 121, and I never passed this place before. It was called Hat Tricks in Louisville, Texas.
Nice.
And outside, they had a marquee on there, and it said Authentic Leonard Skinner Tribute Band. That was the words, quote unquote. That caught my attention, man, because I'm not one that usually, you know, stop in a bar and listen to music, you know, because I could get on my motorcycle and, you know, just tear that bitch up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But I saw that, and, you know, after I left this other place, I said, damn, that's got my interest. I want to see what they sound like. Man, I walk in this place, man, oh man, spot on. This band, Authentic Leonard Skinner Tribute Band, is the way, no better way to say it. It was a band called Little Skinner. And yes. I clearly remember that in my mind, Mr. Rick Crow, you know, the vocalist. He plays Ronnie Van Zant.
Yes. And
I'm looking around. You know, and I told Rick, I said, you know, it's probably a typical time of the morning, you know, for the type of band that you are. But, you know, it was probably around 1 o'clock in the morning or something. But they were playing to like a handful of people. They were playing to like maybe a couple bikers, that were sitting on the outside, and there were maybe 3 people on the inside. I imagine at 10 o'clock, or 9 o'clock when they started, it wasn't that case, but I don't remember the time. And like I said, that could have been that typical situation. I'd gone there any other night at the same time, it could have been a packed house. But that particular moment that I saw him playing to the handful of people and the talent, the caliber of musicians they were, I said to myself, this is a damn shame, man. I said, this place should be packed up, man. Should be full of people. And so from that day on, I decided right then and there when I saw that is, I'm as long as I can do this without having to go back to work, and jeopardize and what I'm building on here. I said, as long as I got the resources, and as long as I don't have to, because I'm on government pension, I'm going to do anything and everything within my power with the resources I have, to promote the live music scene so that these bands are getting more fans, at their shows, so that these bars are getting more seats filled at their shows. One, introduces somebody new that may have not heard of this band before, may get this band more fans, and like I said, it may actually help people see my live broadcast in advance or while it's going on. There may be something there that they see that sparks their interest. Hey, man, I want to come out to that place. Look at that, what's going on there. Look at all those hot chicks in there, man. And I said, come on, let's grab our buddies and go out there and see if we can, score tonight. Whatever it may be, I was doing anything I can to try to, increase the sales at those venues so they can continue to host live music. So one, they don't discontinue it, or, worst case, they close the bar because they're losing money because nobody's coming out to support the live music. And so that's that incident when I stopped by to see that band, is what sparked my, just turbocharge into putting as much effort as I can into this. As crazy as I get sometimes, it's all very intentional, because I go out, I want to have fun. I want to make it real. I've been sitting behind a desk, as a executive manager with the federal government, wearing, the nice clothes, the stuffy shirt and stuff. I'm done with that. I want to be me, And so after, 29 years, I think it was ever since I was the age of 14, I finally had the chance to grow my hair longer than a military style haircut for the first time. So as long as I can continue to do that, damn it, brother, I'm going to do it.
I love it. And again, for whatever reason, and I've announced Little Skinner. I've announced them on my show. I did not know that that's how you got into doing this, but again,
one better on that, Rick, to build off on that. Don't want to interrupt you, but now that you said that, you're talking Little Skinner and Rick Crow, October of 2016. Now I remember the date. It was just maybe about 4 or 5 months after I started this, maybe sooner than that. Rick Crow came to me and said, "Hey, Moose, you're doing this all on your profile. What you might want to do is consider is what they call on Facebook is having a group page. You can dedicate that to music, and that way you still have your profile, for your other stuff." And I said, "Well, damn it, Rick. I just started learning how to do all this stuff on my profile. You think you're going to take me forever? It's going to boggle my mind to figure out how to do this on my group page." I said, "Let me think about it." And then I went back to him maybe a couple of weeks later and said, "Rick, I was thinking about it." I said, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea because this is going to expand the viewing audience. And can you help me set that up?" And so he did me one better than that. He said, "Moose, I'll set it up for you." So Rick actually set up my group page. So if you go look at Moose's DFW Live Music Stop, there's 2 administrators. One is Rick and one is me. And you can see that I was added as a member, even though it's my group page. That's because after Rick created it, he added as a member and assigned me as an administrator, and we're both administrators. And then Mike Javier of Jam Magazine Community saw that I set it up, and he so graciously looked at it and noticed that I didn't have all my settings completely right. So he called me, and we spent about 30 minutes on the phone going back and forth, tweaking my settings. And hence, there you go. There's a history. That's Moose's DFW Live Music Stop has been going on ever since.
And I will tell you, every week we put out the show. We always share to your page as well. It's and we have a group page that we've set up, which again, I tell everybody I have Concert Connection. And I also have In the Pit with Rick. And again, I tell bands every week, post your stuff there. What you said, I'm going to absolutely mimic that and mirror it. If we can help get folks out to see live music, it is such a gem that we have, music in society. If we can help get people to come out and see live bands, are you kidding me? Sure. I tell bands all the time, post your stuff there. And they still send me messages going, is it okay to post? Yes, that's what it's for. Post your stuff there. I want to see it.
Exactly right. I have bands sending me stuff in Messenger saying, can you post my event? So well, I created this group page for you as a tool for you to do that. So instead of you send me a message that I'm not going to get until after your event's over with, ask me to post your event notice, you can just go to my group page, and I don't care now. Post it on my profile, post it on both places. You got free willy to post anything and everything you want to promote your band out there, so do it. I still get messages saying, can you post this event announcement?
I do too, and I'm flattered. Thank y'all. But again, I'm gonna absolutely mirror what Boo said. Is listen, post it. We are here to help promote your bands. I want to see people in the audience, especially as we come out of COVID. I want to see the audience packed. I am a musician. A lot of y'all have seen me play. I want to get on stage, and there's no bigger thrill than to play to a packed house and see all the smiling faces and know that for just a moment in time we're connected, musician and spectator or audience. That is it's great. So if we can help get people in the seats or standing in the pit, which is my preferred place. I like being in the pit. It's hallelujah. Go post your stuff there. Make it happen. So, and I will tell you, the other person in this caveat that was instrumental in me starting my show was Dwayne with Platinum Music Complex. Because he was the one that said, "Hey, let me connect you with Mr. Rose," and so they connected me with K Rose. And believe it or not, I sat on this project for a couple months before I started, really trying to figure out what do I want to do, how do I want to do it. Everything that I do, it's pretty intentional. There are some flukes that I just happen to stumble across, but for the most part, most things are very intentional. I think about it before I dive in. I act like a fool, but I'm not 100%. I mean, I'm a fool, but not 100% a fool. But again, and I've seen, believe it or not, I've seen other folks out there starting shows, be it podcasts, radio shows, interview shows, and it makes me smile and go, we didn't invent the wheel. We just put our color on the wheel and we're rolling it down the street. That's all.
Oh, yeah. I see people out there. Joe the Zombie Man now is out there doing this. You've got Front Row Girls doing this.
Yep.
So, it's great to see people actually now doing that. And
Harry Rock Radio is now out there doing it. Patty and Robert are doing it again. If it lasts for a couple months, if it lasts for years, it's additional promotion for the scene. Our good friend DC Chumley has his Barside Jive. Again, I think that it is one of those things where we're all here doing the same thing. We're trying to help the music scene grow, prosper, thrive. I don't want to live in a world where there's not live music, if that makes sense. It's such a gift. And I was just at a private house party, and they with some dear friends, and they had a stage set up, and a ton of musicians were there, local scene. And believe it or not, I couldn't help myself. They had an electronic drum set, and I jumped up. I'm not going to say who, because I don't know if they wanted to be public knowledge and have people, it was by invite only. And I jumped up there, and I couldn't help myself. It's I'm in a house full of local musicians that everyone knows. And I was like, oh, drum set. I actually didn't even play. I just sound checked and kind of goofed off. And then I ended up maybe at the bar drinking the rest of the night, being a big mouth talking. But again, it's music. It's seeing the friendships that are forged, in the trenches, so to speak, week in, week out. So
yeah, can I comment on that? You made a good point there, about the music. Like you said, there's nothing, that you compare seeing live music to listening to it, on your radio or your CD player or what. And I tell you how how I appreciated it. Because, I'm out there almost every night. I'm filming these bands, and I'm looking through, my phone. I call it, it's my camera, make it sound more professional. But, I upgraded now to iPro 11, or that iPhone 11 Pro. But before that, anyway, I was just strictly using my iPhone 6. But anywho, when I say I'm looking through the camera's viewfinder as I'm filming this band, just looking at the phone while it's filming them. And I'm not really watching the band or seeing the band. I'm just so focused on, just filming a band, listening with both ears. If they have two lead guitarists, one stage left, one stage right, who's going to take the lead so I can zoom in on the right person? So I'm not really absorbing the live experience. So one night, I just felt kind of down out, and they said, I really don't feel like filming bands. I just want to go out and just listen to them, just sit there for once. I've done probably about 5,000 live broadcasts of more than 2,000 bands. It add another 1,000 on that for high-def videos, half of which I have on the YouTube channel. But that night I decided, I'm going to lock my camera in the trunk of my car, so me and my friend Mary Jane,
How long did that last, being in the trunk of your car?
It lasted all night.
No way.
My friend Mary Jane was with me. Yeah. I didn't want to touch that other thing, the filming device. And I'm going to tell you who it was. I went out, it was at one of my favorite venues, that I would go out almost nightly. Even if I was at another venue, if there was time on the clock, I would still go out here to Memphis nightclub in Aston, Texas. One of my favorite bands, one of my favorite vocalists. I filmed them numerous times. I'm talking about Dream On, with Linda Bishop on vocals.
Yes.
Yeah, so like I said, I've numerous times have filmed that band. People will ask me, well, what song did they play, Moose? I don't know. Well, you were there. I'm concentrating on filming a band. I really didn't get to absorb the band. But with that camera locked in the trunk of my car and me sitting there and watching them, she wasn't playing. They weren't playing no, like, tearjerker song. And, they were playing their rock and roll, man, classic rock and roll. But Linda's performance, it was just so... seeing it live and just actually seeing it, without having my camera between me and the stage. Her performance was so damn good and so damn moving that I'm just sitting there and tears are coming down. I'm just crying. That's how much. You don't get that from a damn radio. You won't get that same experience. Yeah, you may have a couple tears come out. You hear some songs on the radio, but unless you see it live and you experience what I have experienced and just absorbing just their talent, live like that. It's just absolutely amazing. And like I said, now I go out, like I filmed you the other night. You think
Okay.
I really watched your
Absolutely.
band? So, a lot of times I come back, I have those bonus videos. I know your band is good. I know that the lighting and the sound was good. And so I just pop it in. I put a title on the damn thing and I post it to half of the stuff I don't even watch that I film. And
So let me say this, Moose, let
it.
me say this. I had Greg Gannon on a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to have, I want to get Thomas on the show. I wanted to have you.
Great people.
Great people. There's George Picaro. There's a number of folks here in the scene. And the reason that I wanted y'all on my show is if it wasn't for you, me personally, I can't speak for everything, although I'm assuming everybody feels the same way. We would not get to see the images of ourselves, see the video. It's a pleasure, because we live in the moment. We're on stage. But to go back and watch your videos, like the other night, you came out and you videotaped Rebel Yell. We were out at Oscars in Burleson. And I got to get up the next day and watch the video. And of course, we're human. We're going to critique. Oh, I wish I hadn't done that. But overall, you get to watch the whole show and you get to experience what the audience, we don't see that from being on stage. So you're capturing forever a moment in time. You're capturing that on film, on video. It's guys like you that help. You are as integral a part of the scene as the musicians. And it really is one giant family. None of this goes down without all of us playing our role, giving our little piece to the puzzle, from the sound guys at the rooms, be it, from House of Blues down to Hat Tricks and Tees or Memphis. It doesn't matter. Every club in between. Again, the light guys, the sound guys, the bands, the photographers, the videographers, and the fans. All of it is one symbiont relationship that we don't get to have this magical moment every weekend if we don't all, we're not all a part of it. And it truly is. I'm going to tell you, it is a gift. I will share a little bit. You and I actually, we got to be roommates back a couple years ago when I was in Sedated, the world's greatest Ramones tribute. We,
man.
we went up to Philly and New York, and we took you with us, and you and I were roommates for the trip. And I got to go back and watch some of all that. You know what? That's a moment in time. That is, we had some awesome adventures, but it's also, there's video, there's photos.
We made friendships. Every one of those bands at each of those clubs in Delaware and New York, I've live broadcasted.
Yeah.
I have high def video on my YouTube channel, and I see at least one of those guys I've friended on Facebook.
Yep.
I'll see these guys from New York and Delaware watching my live broadcast. They're liking it. They're commenting on it.
Yep.
And so it just puts us all together. It lets each of us know, hey, look, they're out there, they're doing the same thing, they're just like us, having the same issues, and they appreciate seeing, other music.
One of the most impactful moments of that trip, and please, I know I'm a sappy old guy, but one of the most impactful moments of that whole trip is you and I and the guys in Sedated, we spent the day, we were done before we flew home. And we went and explored New York together. We went and saw the Statue of Liberty. We didn't go out to it, but from the shores. And then we went to the 9/11 Memorial. And it was, if you remember that day, it was an adventure. And we rode the subway. I mean, we were just out hanging out. And you can't put a price tag on, again, memories like that, friendships, adventures like that. It was and all of that.
Yeah, we even live broadcasted us, down in the subway trying to figure out which freaking one to get on, man. But it was cool to see these subway trains go by.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, man.
And I was just following the group. I felt lost. I'm following you guys going, well, wherever we end up, at least I'm with the guys. So I don't care.
I was following Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph and Gino seemed to know what they were doing. But I will tell you, you can't put a price tag on that. And all of it was because of the music scene.
That's right.
All of it. So you never know what is going to blossom out of what we have. And that's why I say every week, put down the ding dongs, put down the ho-hos, get off the couch, go out and support live local music, because you just never know what seed is going to get planted and what adventure you may end up on.
Yeah, if you remember that same trip, we visited that zombie store by that.
That was in Philly.
War Child.
That was in Philly.
We took some pictures and posted about him, and he was so gracious and appreciative about that.
That was in Philly. Cool. I remember that. And in fact, that was
Philadelphia. That's right.
That was in Philly. And if you remember, we went up the street to Ishkabeeble's because we asked the guy we want a good Philly cheesesteak, and we went up the street there because we had just got some Philly cheesesteaks, and then we went into that zombie shop, which that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. We passed Strawberry Fields too.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
A lot of people don't know that song by the Beatles, Strawberry Fields. They're talking about a thrift store, and then we passed right by that.
Yep. And I didn't know that. Had you guys not said anything to me, over my head, I wouldn't have known. We got to meet the gentleman from Punk Magazine who came out to the Pyramid that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. What was his name?
Brain fart.
Warrior or something.
I'm friends with him on Facebook. I'm gonna have to go look. I feel like I'm mourning right now. I'm having a total brain fart. But we got to meet some interesting folks. It was just incredible. I mean, and again, I go back to all of that was because of our music scene, and I say ours, not like you and I, but all of our collective music scene. And so it's I'm gonna tell everyone. I'm going to encourage everyone, continue to be a part of it, especially with us coming out of COVID. It's going to be more vital. We're all desperate for a little distraction from everything that's going on. It's why I've continued to do my show. It's the same reason why every chance you get, you still go out and videotape. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was tickled the other night when you came out to videotape Rebel Yell. I was just giddy because I haven't been able to see you in a while. And normally we bump into each other all the time out in clubs. So it was great to see you out there. And then again, I got to wake up the next morning and look at the video, and I'm like, Moose in the house.
Yeah, it was great to see y'all too. It was a surprise for me because I sort of read the small print, so I could have promoted you too. But I knew Lowside was going to be there. Christian Baird's band.
Yep.
And I'd filmed them once before, and my evening was free, and so I want to support that band again. Support Christian. He's a great guy.
Absolutely.
And I got there, and I'm like, JC, what the hell you doing here, brother? I just saw you last night, man.
Yeah.
Rebel Yell's up here performing. I'm like, man. I says, yeah, you need to start reading the fine print. And I said, yeah, I need to start reading it all, because had I known, like I said, I would have promoted y'all along with promoting Low Side in advance. But it was truly a treat for me because every single one of y'all in that band are on my Facebook, and I haven't, filmed y'all in a while, and still y'all there.
We're all friends.
Oh, hell yeah, man. It's a special treat for me to see.
So, okay.
Rebel Yell.
Are you ready for a little chuckle? I'll share this publicly. The drummer for Low Side is Ken, who is the drummer for Def Legend. So he calls me the day before, and we're talking. I'm like, you want to use my drum set? That way we only have one gear, And we're talking, and he said something about being in another band. Uh-oh. Are the cops there?
No.
Yeah.
Well, you said didn't go to Lucas, so I got something here. Continue to talk.
He goes, I'm looking for it. Oh, there you go. There you go. There's Ken, my boy. So Ken and I are chatting about using the drum set, and he goes, I'm in another band. And I said, okay, well, what's the name of your other band? He goes, Def Legend. And I got real quiet, and I go, Ken, this is Rick. He goes, wait, you're the one that wears the bright jackets. I'm like, yes. And we both stopped, and we're like, oh my God, because we've been friends for a couple of years. We just didn't have each other's cell number. And now obviously we do. And it was just like, oh my God. I mean, we're friends. We just, how often do we ever talk outside of the club? So we both had to have a chuckle, and he didn't realize it was me. I didn't realize it was him. And it's just, one of those odd moments where you just kind of laugh at each other and go, okay. And I say this so y'all can laugh at me, because I tell you, I do stupid stuff all the time. I felt like a bonehead. Here's a friend of mine who's in a great drummer in a couple great bands. And I felt like a fool because I didn't know that he was in Low Side. So I had to make apologies.
Well, before Low Side, he was in this band right here, Lillian Axe.
I did not know that.
Yes, sir. As well as Ron Taylor and Darren Delade. But wow. This stick I'm showing you right now, this Ken Kotaluka drumstick.
Yep.
You're not going to believe how I got this. I know you're just like, oh, Moose, I got to have it. Now I won't put my hands on it. I know. But the funny thing about this Ken Kotaluka drumstick, hey, bet Ken, if you're watching, either now or in the future, I bet you don't even know that I caught this. You know how you are, drummers are.
Oh, yeah.
Sticks to the fans' audience. I believe I was at the Bomb Factory, and I was there with Supernova Remnant.
Yep.
And when I'm there with one band, what does Moose do? I film all bands, whether
Absolutely.
they know me or not. Who was one of the bands on the bill, they opened up for was Lillian Axe. So, I'm just sitting down there in general admission seat,
Best place.
I really kind of first started doing this, and I've got my iPhone over here, and I just finished a live broadcast. I'm being serious. This is no damn line, and this happened to me twice, not by the same band, but the same situation. I'm just posted their live broadcast of Lillian Axe, and I hit post on my phone like this.
Yes.
Post. I'm sitting in, and not even looking. I'm sitting in my seat looking down. I hit post, and after I hit that with my finger, I just take my hand off it, and I raise my hand up like this, and all of a sudden I felt something go smack, and I just reach out as it's bouncing off my hand. I just go whack, and I grab it, and I look at it. It's a Ken Kotaluka drumstick. It just coincidentally, ironically, by magic or what happened, the moment I put my hand off of my phone and raised it up, it just landed right there.
It was meant to be.
And that happened to me twice while I'm out filming, not even looking at the band or trying to catch the drumstick. I'll hit post after doing a video of them. I'll just lift up my hand, and that one literally just went right into my hand. I had another one at another concert bounce off my hand and go a couple feet out in front of me, and I reach out as it's still swirling through the air, and I pull it back. But this Ken Kotaluka drumstick just landed in my hand the split second after I posted their live broadcast.
That is awesome.
How cool is that, man? It's like the right gods were looking on me that day.
That was meant to be. That was meant to be. So, Moose, I'm going to say on behalf of not just myself, but the entire music scene, thank you. There are not enough thank yous for all the hours and the diligence and perseverance that you put in to dedicate yourself to capturing what the magic and just the glory that is our music scene. And it's not just for us here in Dallas to appreciate, but for folks all over the world, because I know that there's folks everywhere watching you and your videos. And again, thank you so much for capturing those moments in time. And honestly, just for being a friend of the music scene. It is it's inspiring, and I'm proud to say I get to share it with you. Thank you very much.
On that note, like I said, you said about watching everywhere. Well, with a group page, that's true. And that's what I always tell the people. The genius behind having a group page on Facebook is that you don't have to be a member of Facebook, in order to have a group page, in order for someone to view your group page. And you don't have to have an account, like on your profile. You have to have an account. You got to be their friend. Well, the genius behind a group page is that anyone in the world who has internet access can go to a group page like my group page, Moose's DFW Live Music Stop. And as long as I have internet connection, they can go in their internet search browser. They can type in the name of my group page. It'll come up. They can open it up and they can view it. They can watch all posts, live broadcasts, band videos, your event announcements that you post out there. They can view every single post on my group page without having to become a member of Facebook or having a Facebook account. And that's the genius behind it.
That's
and
greatness.
There's people all around the world. In Brazil, they had people watching my videos, and they dubbed me. It was a really long title. It's like the guy who films bands at night or something. It's like it's really enormous long title. But people in Germany, I see the minute I go live, a minute later, I see people from Germany online, Portugal maybe online. I got people from must be on a ship out in Red Sea, Egypt. Man, they're always every time I go live, half of the time they're on it, and they're sending me comments about they really love watching the live music. So
it's
really,
crazy.
Group page is really genius.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I will tell you, I experience that as well. I love it. I get messages from Europe, from South America, from Australia, from Asia, and I'm like, how do you know who I am? That's the magic of the internet. People all over the world are watching us, and I think part of it is also because we here in Dallas-Fort Worth, we're very blessed. We have an incredible music scene. We're very fortunate, and that's why I don't want people to squander it. Get off the couch. Go support live local music. It is great. There's something to suit everyone's taste, from covers and tributes to originals, and we have some phenomenal original acts here. There's great music from rock to country to pop punk to dance to again. If you want it, we got it. So,
and when we don't have it in between times, don't snub your nose up at karaoke and say it's not real music like I used to do. Folks, karaoke is real. I mean, the band may not be up there. They may be piping it in, through their PA system. But what's real, that vocalist is real. And I'll have other bands and other musicians, when I'm live broadcasting karaoke night, they're looking at these vocalists because they may need one for their band. And I had a couple bands come to me as Moose, can you give me their information? That girl or that guy was really damn good. They can sing, baby. And I want to see if they want to become the new vocalists of our band. So, folks, go out and support karaoke. You see some amazing performances. These guys at Tease are bumping up their game, baby. They're not doing their regular rock covers. They may be doing a song like the Music of the Night off the Phantom of the Opera. They may be doing something from a Disney movie. I mean, people are bringing their game at these karaoke nights. Now, and it helps the venue too. In between those off nights, I mean, I'm promoting that karaoke night. You're trying to fill up those seats with that venue because that all goes together. It's all full circle in them maintaining their business, being able to, make money, keep the bar open, keep continuing to host live music. Because we don't go out there and support the karaoke, for example. They may have to make up for it in other ways, like discontinuing live music. A lot of people don't realize that we're all in the same ship together. We all need to pick up an oar and just help each other out.
That's exactly right. Moose, I again, thank you for coming on the show. I'm gonna say it again. You are always welcome to post your videos on my pages. You always will be. You are always encouraged to do so.
I'm going to do that, man. I'm going to post that video that we did inside of our room. But I don't know if you may not have a show after that. But
oh, wait, are you talking about the one with Sedated?
Oh yeah. The after party.
I've got fear all of a sudden. I'm shaking because I know the behind the scenes shenanigans that went on. Ooh, I might need to go have a conversation with the wife first before that video comes out.
Oh, we should tell her about it.
Ooh. You know what? She doesn't watch my show.
No,
my life is to be the one show she watches.
Yeah, I just won't post that one. I'm just gonna go back and watch it.
I'm giving you art. You can post away. Moose, thank you for being my guest, and I hope that you'll come back again. Truly.
Oh, absolutely. The Pit with Rick Hale, baby. Who the hell wouldn't want it, baby?
It is a pleasure being your friend. I can't wait till we get to, again, mingle out in the scene. It was nice seeing you just recently, and I know it's been slim pickings with everybody being on restriction. I'm sorry. I acted up, and all y'all got put on restriction with me. Just saying. Oh, my Lord. Thank you again for being my guest. I'm going to have you back on. And thank you again for everything that you're doing for the scene. It just doesn't get any better than that. You were my inspiration. I hope I can help promote your videos. You know, we're all in this together. Like Moose said, pick up an oar and start paddling, baby. We're going to keep this boat moving forward.
That's right. Whether it's the genre of music that you like or not. You know, Moose, why you promoting that rap shit? Because that rap band is going to be performing at the same venue that you're performing at in 6 months. So if they don't get people coming out to see that rap band 6 months later, they decide we're losing money. We're going to cancel all of the shows that we had scheduled. It could mean your rock band, brother, get canceled. So
you got to support all music.
That music that you don't like. We're all musicians.
Yep.
Respect each other, whether you like the music or not. Respect them as a musician. Respect the venue. Respect the fact that you're going to be performing at the same place, and we all need to work together, you know, to maintain the music scene, baby.
I love you, Moose. Thank you so much. That you couldn't have put it any better. I love you, brother. That is greatness. And again, thank you for being my guest today, and thank you guys for tuning in to listen to me and Moose kind of reminisce a little and talk about what we do. If you like the show, follow us on Facebook. If you're in a band, you don't have to ask me. Post your stuff to my pages. That's what it's there for. If you want to come on the show, ask me. I have a lot of people that are on the list, but I will tell you, things come up. Life happens. People cancel. And so there's always room to get somebody on. Again, if you like us on Facebook, you can also follow us on iHeart Radio. We're on Spotify. We're obviously on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We have a Roku page or a Roku channel, and we also have an Amazon Fire channel. And if you go to In the Pit with Rick, you can download the app on In the Pit with Rick, and you can actually have an app for your phone where you can watch the show, but there's a concert calendar on there. If you're in a band, post your shows there. If you're a fan, you can go see what bands are playing. It's a free app. Put it on your phone. Use it. Get your friends to use it. Get your friends' bands to post there. Let's make it easy for everybody to know where there's music. Don't ever say, well, I didn't know there was a show going on. I will do everything in my power between my show, my friends' shows, me and Moose, and there's a plethora of more folks out there. We will make sure you know that there's music to be seen. And if you can't make a show, you're probably going to be able to catch some of Moose's videos. And again, if you want to know, the videos are great. Go see the band live. You'll be even more impressed. If you love the videos, you'll love the live even more. It's a great experience. So again, get off the couch, put down the ding-dongs and the ho-hos, go support live local music. The bars, the bar owners, the bar tenders, the bar waitresses, the bar staff, period, the sound guys, the light guys, the bands, they all need your support through this tough time. So let's make sure we don't lose the gem that we've been given. Let's make sure we support the local venues, not just your music. Go support something else. Check out something you haven't seen. It was nice recently just to get out. And I have favorite bands. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have favorite bands, friends that I go see. I got to go see a couple new bands and some bands that I hadn't seen in a while. One of my favorites is I got to go see Thin White Dukes, which is a Bowie tribute. Saw them over at the Rustic. What a blast for me to, again, through COVID, there's a lot of bands I haven't seen. Go see music. And again, if you have questions and you don't know, private message me. Ask me. I'll tell you what I think about a band. Private message Moose. Yep. He will gladly tell you his opinions. He'll tell you who to go see, where to see him. I mean, come on. I guarantee you between both of us, we've seen probably every band in town. I mean, at some point,
I keep saying that, but I come across new people every single day. There you get your feet on the pavement. Say, Moose, you've already live broadcasted more than 2,000 bands. That's a drop in the bucket. Once you get your feet on the pavement and you go around and you see all these places that you didn't think there would be anything there, and there's a little hole in the wall that has music, and there's a band, a musician you never heard of. A live broadcast of more than 2,000 bands locally, I'm telling you, it's just a drop in the bucket compared to what we have out there.
Yep, absolutely. So there you guys go. There's another show under our belt. Moose, thank you for being my guest. Oh, here we go. This is how the show ends.
He said there's the belt. I was just pulling mine up. You were talking about ding-dongs and ho-hos and putting them away, so I was putting away my ding-dong and ho-ho.
I'm your host, Rick. This is my guest, Moose, and we are in the pit with Rick. See you in the near future.